Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be reviewing what data engineering lifecycle is. So let's just get started, okay? So data engineering lifecycle is a process in which data is retrieved, is stored, is transformed, and is served. Okay, just like that. It's a process in which data is retrieved, is stored, is transformed, and is served. Okay. Now, what should I know about this data engineering lifecycle thing? Well, you should know about this as, in my opinion, is one of the most important part of any data products. Okay, as this allows data to be available, reliable, and accessible. Okay, why should any data professional know about this? Well, it doesn't really matter if you're a data analyst or a data scientist or even a data manager, which actually make it uh, mandatory for you. um, you have to have a consistent knowledge of this process so you can design better data products. Okay, that's why you have to have a comprehensive knowledge of this process. Okay, now I brought to you this little diagram that I retrieved from a book called Fundamentals of Data Engineering by Rice and Hosley. That well, this image is actually retrieved from the internet, but the diagram is based on the book. Okay, and in this diagram, it's actually really straightforward. You can see how the data is um, processed through all these components until these data serves for analytics, machine learning, or reverse ETL purposes. Okay, so the first component is the generation, where the data is generated. The second component is ingestion. The third one is the transformation. The fourth one is the serving, and there's also actually a component that is the backbone of these three components, which is the storage one, which in my opinion is the most important component of this diagram, because you have to store your data somewhere, right? But as you can see, it's really straightforward. The data just follows this this workflow in which is generated, then it is ingested, then it is transformed, then it is served, and in these three phases, it is stored, right? And finally, it is used to do some analytical, machine learning, and reverse ETL purposes. Okay, so it's really straightforward. Now, I want to mention the undercurrents components because there's not enough time, but hopefully we can review them in another video. But just so you know that these are key components of this data engineering lifecycle, as of course, and obviously it provides I don't know, security that is even has even been a concern in any industry or corporation, but nowadays it's even more important. And orchestration, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to automate all these data engineering lifecycle, right? Once again, I won't mention this. Hopefully, we can cover them in another videos. Okay. So, just as an advice, as you know, data engineering is everything about coding and modeling and using frameworks and so on. So you must have a great understanding of programming languages, right? Such as SQL, Python, Bash scripting, Java, Scala, etc. These are actually needed, and you must have. Um, in most cases, basic is enough, but in some others, you will need at least intermediate, an intermediate level or more advanced level. Okay. Um, Now, I wanted to bring this question to you, which is why a deep understanding of the engineering life cycle is needed. Well, As of my opinion, there are two answers to this question. The first one is because data is not created out of nothing, and that follows a symptom that data scientists and and data analysts suffer from, which is sometimes the data is coming from several parts, but we don't really know where the data is actually coming from, right? We know there's a department that actually gave us that data, but sometimes we don't know where the data is coming from, what is the source, what is the purpose of that data. So that's why having a great understanding of this data engineering lifecycle can be a lifesaver for you, or at least can help you to do a better job. Okay. And the second one is because most AI applications, machine learning, natural language processing, or large language models relies on this data engineering lifecycle, right? In order to build this, you have to have a great understanding of this data engineering lifecycle. Okay. Um, this is obviously because yeah, machine learning is works with data, right? And data cannot be delivered if you don't have um, um, a great workflow such as a data engineering lifecycle that serves this data and that makes it available for everyone, right? And finally, just a warning: these are some concepts that can be mixed up, but they are different. Okay, so data engineering lifecycle is not the same as data lifecycle, and data lifecycle is not the same as data governance, and data governance is not the same as data management. Okay, just so you know that these are different concepts. They differ. Um, they have different purposes, etc. Um, Hopefully, we can actually review them in other videos. But just so you know that they are different, and yeah, they're different. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next video. Okay.